So this is Zombie Hell Alpha. To be specific, it's a replay that we actually won instead of just dying over and over and over.
Which is to say that Red carried us.
Yeah, since
so Red took
since Red is actually the one that did the most kill at the very end. Although, okay. So there's a hero there.
That's Exodar, and then you can see they already got Pocky, but that's just the changelings, and they get that right here.
Okay.
They already got Captain Stabby. That's right here. And you can see Akash right next to his spawn location right up.
Okay.
In another minute, I'm gonna get the Diamondback Mr. Stabby right here. There's also Tokar. He's the Thor hero. He's right here.
I see.
And then there's the Wraith, which you can get with a command center up here. I actually don't know if they end up getting the Wraith this game, but I'm pretty sure that I think they got the Thor.
Game resumed.
So why was he annoyed at Black? I don't even know.
So.
Oh, I see. Because he.
Okay.
Yeah, so Black is just kind of building into Blue's base, which is kind of rude. Red is just kind of chilling. He rushes sandbags, and he blocks off the south with a command center. That's right. This is the game where it got really laggy because Red held this wall without killing anything for a really long time. So that's basically one method, right? So he throws his Ghost and his Marines into this bunker into the other entrance.
You might
while
want to
just
slow down
repairing.
the gameplay because for me it's like 1 FPS.
Well, yeah, it's going to be that way because of all these Zerglings.
Yeah, but reduce it to faster X2 instead of faster X4.
Game paused.
Thank you.
It's going to be really laggy no matter what we do.
But at least slow down to faster 2 so it's not at 1 frame per second at least. At least it's 5 or so that so there's a ton of Zergling there.
Yeah, and so that basically just drew aggro from almost the entire mid. And meanwhile, you could kind of handle your little mini waves, and I'm like having no issue at all with my bottom right wave. Barely anything is actually going to the Thor in the bottom left.
It's at time like that that I feel that I should have installed my new video card by now, but I'm still being lazy about that. Just mostly because in case that something goes wrong, if I open the computer and put the video card in. It's not that hard, but just in case of the unexpected issue and all.
Just in case you spill a soda on your motherboard.
Nah, more, well. At how many frames per second you are, by the way?
Zero.
I'm at 1 or 2.
I mean, it's going to be like that.
Yeah, just
until he cleans up the Zergling. It's not even that many Zerglings, really. Like, this is kind of sad.
Well, the problem is StarCraft 2 pathfinding tend to lag down the computer, well, demanding much more resource than it should be. And it's probably one of the #1 reason that the arcade map with many units go very slow, just because of that, pretty much. Just because of that. Otherwise, I think it's not that much of an issue. For example, with StarCraft 1, although the pathfinding it's much simpler COD-wise, and with Warcraft 3, there is some pathfinding, but I don't remember it to be that bad unless you have way too many units But to be frank, the engine wasn't made for that many units, and maybe StarCraft 2 could be argumented to be pound for pound better than Warcraft 3 for to handle way too many units. If we consider technology of the current technology versus now, and well, I mean, in terms of what your computer could have handled Warcraft 2 back then, and then which technology we have to handle StarCraft 2 now, or even 3 years in the past. Okay, I'm just over focusing with on the thing, but let's see. There's bunker there. Green trying to do his little thing. Blue, I believe, trying to do something, but yeah,
they're so precise. This player is doing something, that other player is doing something. Oh yeah, we got this.
Yes, they all picking their nose. They're having fun with it. It's just I've never been that good at commenting. I mostly rely on you, but I don't have that much to say. This is maybe why my video more or less fall apart in terms of global interest, because I never have that much to say. So, do you have anything specific to say, Crazy?
Well, I don't know, I feel like I should just skip ahead in the video or something, because, like, I don't know why the FPS is still just being such a pain in the ass. But, like, I would try to comment on what each player is doing, because, you know, like, me and you have really expanded a lot, and Green is basically just holed up with really just that one very safe. He's relying on Pink to kind of absorb the right side and the leaks on Red's wall. But I would say that Red's build here is basically cheese, right? Because it's predicated on lagging the map. You know, it was laggy in game even when we were playing it. I mean, it was not as bad as this replay is being, and I don't know why the replay is being so bad.
You're now at speed X4. I think if the speed will be normal, it will be not as bad, personally.
I mean, but I don't want to watch it at normal. I mean, it was bad at times too. So yeah, I think I understand why Blue left now, which was just because Black just was constantly in his base, and he's not really drawing very much aggro, so he's not having a problem. And actually it was really nice, because basically I was using Blue's minerals for most of the game, and that's why it ended in a reasonable amount of time.
Okay. No, man, now it seems there's still all those Zerglings, but at least the frame rate actually increased. So I'm not even sure what actually happened now, despite all.
Oh, I dropped it to fast.
Oh, I see. Okay.
So now we're at normal speed.
And I think it's actually faster at X1 compared to X2, X3 in terms of frame and all. I mean, not the frame, but in terms of the pacing. Or at least it gives that impression.
So basically it's not that Red got a really good composition of units, it's that he just soaked everything for the entire game. I mean, so the reason this is cheese, right, is because the reason it worked is because, you know, it's not that he was killing one or two, it was that he was killing nothing. It's that he created this massive block of Zerglings. And so the reason it worked is because the little tiny Zerglings were actually blocking the bigger Zerglings. Like, if you look at it right now, it's like one big Zergling is getting through, while all these little Zerglings are basically getting, you know, getting stuck on it right there. So he basically has to be ready to tank the aggro of the big Zerglings before he can break, you know, before he can pop it, basically, which is why once he started on this cheesy route, he kind of had to stay with it for like a really long amount of time, because he needed enough aggro to kill all the fat Zerglings.
And if unitized,
before they would.
He actually has 4 of the, well, 2 upgrades of the Terran building to increase from 3 to 7 armor, so that even if the bigger Zergling is, it's only 8 damage against 7 armor, so it can actually tank it up. after you start killing the small birds.
So I mean, it's one form of cheese. So basically, 3 players are doing different types of cheese, right? So my cheese is that I have tanks on the ridge, which kind of isn't cheesy that much. No, it's basically built in the map you're supposed to do it.
Yeah, and by doing so, you kind of cover it. You did cover for a good part of my expansion, so that I only have minor unit to kill there and there. And I could actually get many goes, and then even eventually go try to cover the middle up to a point, which might have allowed the others to actually try to nuke a bit more safer as well.
Yeah, so it's like even Green has all these tanks on this bottom left bridge, but he's just not getting any aggro. And I don't know why exactly it is that the creeps in this map really favor the right side over the left. And I think it's this terrain right here. Like, it's just a little bit further, so just more stuff kind of, you know, is willing to kind of just go up into the right side.
Okay. Right.
But yeah, I mean, really, he doesn't even, Green barely even needs this many tanks. Like, he could probably get away with like 2 or 3 tanks, and so long as he has a Torque, the door there, like, almost nothing is getting through. Meanwhile, Red has finally started doing stuff.
Yeah,
so we
but
can
he
actually
already
increase
did
speed.
a lot.
Maybe not.
Just to lure every Zergling to avoid trying to fend off the Zergling for until we more or less build up enough to build all down each of the base, more or less.
Yeah, and I mean, at this point, like, it's very hard for me to die. Like, they would really have to push very hard from the top for me to lose my mining capabilities.
Yeah. Which normally...
Now, it's still a little bit tricky.
And I was more or less covering the top, at least from the middle left. I was stopping to try to cover the bottom of my expansion because you mostly kill pretty much every unit ever with the tank, so I was like, there's less point trying to cover. Until, for example, that's Ultra League that started to reach me, and then I was trying cover a bit, and then start to lead a bit more often from the bottom towards my expansion. Meanwhile, after all those expansion I did, I was trying to get more and more ghosts out of my barracks and marines, slowly trying to get sight of the middle so that all my bunkers could potentially shoot them. Although now, for example, I did not have the sight, so my bunker could not shoot towards the left. And then I decided, I might as well just make bunkers and such, so I can actually have at least a bunker be beyond my base to actually shoot. And now the first nukes more or less start. And those came from you.
Yeah, I'm pretty much the only one nuking here. Yeah, I only have 2 armor ups, and no damage ups, and that's kind of what I was just going this for. You know, I have like 1 mech damage up for the tanks, but I don't even really need it. I really was just like, you know, I'm just gonna start nukes, I'm gonna go nukes the whole way, and all I really need is enough armor for them to not die. So, oh yeah. Yeah, medics, and I'm working on infantry armor 3. But the swap damage is enough that you like barely need weapon ups. Like, I probably should have gotten 1 or something just to clean up a little bit faster, but really I'm just trying to get as many nukes as quickly as possible. Because, you know, you want enough of the nuke silos that you don't sit there waiting for like each nuke to go off and then rebuild. Because it's just a pain.
Which is normal. Now you're nuking
so the nuke
to get that AA out of the way so that if you use use a transport to get shut down and they upload the spine crawler. So now you're...
it's really the spine crawler. I don't care about the AA at all. Like, you know, I'm not cloaking anything here, and I'm